Mubin, good to see you this morning. One of the two suspects, Damian Sanderson, was found dead. The other is still out there. What do you make of where we are in this ordeal?
Yeah, first of all, of course, our heartfelt condolences and grief to the James Smith Cree Nation community and everyone that's been involved with this. Um, it's definitely very, very unfortunate what's happened. The two brothers engaged in this heinous act, the one being found dead. The most recent reporting suggesting that it was not self-inflicted injuries. Pending further confirmation of that, that's a little bit interesting as to how he sustained those injuries that caused his death. Whether it was the brother or whether it was through some kind of accident or something, will remains to be seen. It wouldn't be too surprising to find that the remaining brother could be found. His body could be found as well. He could still be on the run and looking for shelter and escape to other places, but it wouldn't be a surprise to see that he would also meet his fate, unfortunately.
Police have said that they believe Miles, the surviving brother who is on the run, may also be injured. What could that tell you about what went down and perhaps his state of mind right now? How would it contribute to his state of mind?
Yeah, it's especially on the reservation like that, in that context, it's possible that they were some of the victims tried to defend themselves from the attacks, and in the course of that, the brothers got injured, and possibly with a fatality with one of the brothers. So that's the only thing I can think of in this case as to how they would have received those injuries. It would have been probably in response to by the potential victims or actual victims.
Mubin, what are your thoughts on the weapon involved? I've heard a lot of experts in your field say when you stab someone, it's very personal.
It could be. It depends on the context, what kind of crime you're talking about. Generally speaking, yes, a stabbing tends to be a more of a personal thing. However, in this particular case, considering the number of people that were attacked, the fact that we know that many of them were attacked randomly, we can then conclude that it likely was not personal. It's possible that they just those two in particular did not have access to firearms. We probably would be dealing with even more dead if that were the case. There have been other rampage style knife attacks, bladed weapon attacks around the world already, in different places, not just from the ISIS context that we normally kind of get these stories from. But others, in China, I think it was in 2014, there were a number of people that were stabbed by militants. In Japan, in a psychiatric facility, there was another stabbing attack that took place, in which multiple people were killed from that. So it's kind of rare. It's not too often that we see mass casualty knife attacks, but unfortunately, we're seeing one now.
Based on your experience, and I know I'm asking you, Mubin, to speculate a bit, but how long do you think it's going to take before we find Miles Sanderson?
Yeah, very, very tough question to answer exactly, but I'm hoping that he's, apprehended in the next few days. In the next few days, hopefully. It's important for residents to be on the lookout for any suspicious activity. I know this saying, it almost sounds cliche, but really it does work. If you see something, say something. Also, just want to mention that there is a GoFundMe that was set up by former Member of Parliament Rob Clark. He's also former RCMP sergeant. It's a GoFundMe for the James Smith Cree Nation community for funeral costs and counseling and whatever else. And so it's important that we support the community at this time, of course.